Good morning and welcome back to Sun City. This is day 3 of the Super High Roller, day 3 of the Sunbet Poker Tour, our second stop at the lovely city of Sun City. So we are reaching the conclusion of the Super High Roller, 75k buy-in. In seat number 3, we're going to have Nick Two Guns Katsapis, 1,765,000 chips. In seat 4 will be the gentleman, Mr. Harold Brooks, 1,330,000. In seat 6, the consummate pro, 1,790,000 chips, Mr. Giovanni Zanetti. And in seat 7, up from KZN, Faisal Dawood, 1,715,000 chips. So as you can see, the chip counts are all relatively close. Kanesh Paitha, the good doc, was the bubble boy yesterday. Relatively short stack for quite a while. Got it all in with ace 7 versus pocket 7s. So, and unfortunately, there was a 7 on the flop. So he was virtually dead. He was looking for lucky outs. I'm going to go across to Caitlin.
Good morning and welcome back to Sun City. It is SPT and it is day 3 of the series and it is down to the wire in the Super High Roller. With only 4 players left, we are in the money. Giovanni Zanetti has got a very slight chip lead. Just below him, we have got Nick Katsapis and we have got Faisal Dawood. And then with a slight disadvantage at the starting of the table today, we've got Harold Brooks. But play is very, very close and there's lots of action to come. Big money way at the top, 2 million Rand guaranteed up for grabs. Take a look at all the action right here on the live stream.
Right, and that was the lovely Caitlin reiterating what we said. 1 million Rand for first prize, 500,000 for second, 300,000 for third, and 200,000 for fourth place. So as our good mate Clayton would say, they're playing for a lot of cheddar. And Nick Two Guns Katsapis taking his place there, very famous from when he won All Africa, always kissing the guns. He says they've shrunk a little with age, not getting into the gym as much. But still an absolute character at the table. You heard him yesterday if you were watching the stream. Always a bit of fun, always a bit of laughter. There was a bit of two-way between him and Giovanni. And he 3-bet Gio in the one hand with air. Gio came back over the top, 4-betting with a much worse hand. And then showed him and said, don't try that with me, boys. So there's a little bit of history there. We can expect some fun and games. Makes for interesting viewing. They are the two already seated, keen and up and running to go. Faisal will normally come in a little later, and Harold Brooks will be ever calm and quiet, walking in to come and take up his place. So Siku is our dealer. He's well known to all of us. Very good dealer. And will keep the action flowing nicely. Mr. Harold Brooks joins us. The clock is starting to count down. The dealer has got the cards in the air. So the first hand is underway. So Harold Brooks under the gun. First hand, ace 5 under the gun. He's just organizing his chips, making sure everything's in order. Now four-handed, ace 5's a big hand. Any ace at this stage, any pair, four-handed, and there's one player missing from the table. And Harold raises to 100,000, round to Gio on the button. Faisal from the small blind is absent. Round to Nick in the big blind.
Jared, wait. I'll find it.
So Faisal was absent. He has automatically folded from the small blind. So the action on Nick looks like he wants to see the flop. And Nick comes along to see the flop with Queen 9 defending his big blind. We'll go two-way to the flop in the first hand. The flop is 7-6-6. The ace high is still ahead. Nick checks. Harold checks behind. There is the 5 now for Harold, but it gives Nick a gut shot straight draw. And Nick bets his gut shot. Harold with the pair.
Raise.
Re-raises.
160.
Morning and welcome back to the front room right here at Sun City.
Morning, Mark.
Morning, Gary.
I returned from the front.
We saw you in the background there, preparing and doing what you need to do.
We're still missing Faisal.
Faisal not joined us yet.
Faisal is not phased. You heard it here first.
So Nick has bet out on this turn. Been re-raised by Harold. He makes the call with the gut shot and he checks dark. 2 of spades, no help for Nick. Harold continues.
170 bit.
And Nick will give up the hand, and Harold will take first blood at day 3 of the super high roller.
You know, I don't do that. I gave up thieving years ago. When I went to jail the first time, I gave up thieving.
Big pot, Mr. Brooks, I had a 6.
So there's Gio at the top, 1.8 million, Faisal 1.7, Harold has now moved to 1.6, and Nick after that hand, 1.5. Pretty level pegging, Gary.
Indeed they are. I think we got 4 horses, starting with the same handicaps, out of the same gates. We're just waiting for one to finish his breakfast and turn up. And he will be here, I'm sure. We have called Faisal. Well, I say I have. The operators of Monster Jam and the Sunbet Purgatory have called him. He is on his way. And this delay, I have no idea. But and yeah, we look forward to seeing him. Gio on the in the under the gun position. So just for the viewers out there today, just a little reminder: we are short-handed. Normally, the aggressor pre-flop is the player who wins, not necessarily the player who has the best cards. And we will see a lot bigger ranges today, Mark.
Yes, guys, we were talking about that while you were still out there, about how the hand ranges need to change. And Harold opening with ace-5 under the gun, which he wouldn't normally do because they're four-handed.
So it's not only Faisal catching up, it's me also. Wonderful. Okay, Nick looking sharp, eh? He asked me if we've got a good camera angle for when he wins.
That's
Only
Nicky.
Nick would come out with something like that. Top boy.
As I said, ever confident Nick.
Rainbow flop, Jack high.
Harold's king high still ahead.
Check, check.
Gone check, check. 4 for Nick now.
Oh, he has a monster. 86%.
40,000.
And I don't think Harold can do much about this, to be honest. Why would you give all those chips away, he says? Because there's 160,000 in the pot, and I might spike my king. That's why. All my 7.
Call.
Calls with his king high. And finds the 7 on the river.
The clairvoyant is awake and working well.
40,000.
And Harold will look him up.
Nick is smiling for all the reasons we know. And that will be a fold. And Harold says, I got there on the river. Have a nice day.
So the first 2 hands have gone to Harold, and he's come out quite aggressive this morning.
I think he's now the chip leader.
Yeah, he's moved up very quickly there. In 2 hands from the bottom of the pack to the top of the pack.
Indeed.
I just made high card. That's what it is.
40, you call the 40, yeah? I'll see
You
who's
didn't,
going
you
to
didn't,
that.
you didn't say it. You didn't say it.
And I
to
told
me.
you hit the board.
Yeah, you told me.
So we have another event running today. That will be starting fairly soon, I think. I can't remember what they're calling it, but it's a one-off 30k one-dayer. So it's like a turbo high roller, I suppose, is the best way of putting it.
Yeah, I think they call it the big shot.
That's it, big shot. Well, there's a few of them around, so we'll, notwithstanding the fact myself, of course. Okay, I put that one in the water. No one was biting.
No,
so
no, I
we'll-
wasn't going to go
we'll-
on
we
air
will
with what I
move-
could say there.
We will move on quickly. And Nick looking sharp in the blue there today. Harold always looks smart, and
Likes his check shirts, Harold.
yeah, he has a full wardrobe of them.
80.
Always looks sharp. So the same 2 perpetrators here.
He has a 3-bet coming from Gio for sure.
Yeah, nice little
He
few
just
suited cards here.
flats it. That's
Okay.
unusual.
So Gio's going to flat with the 2 court cards from the club variety. And picks up a gut shot.
Check.
Gio ahead with the king high.
Nick was the pre-flop aggressor, checks behind.
Gut shot pending, turn card for free. That's the 8 of diamonds, no hope for either player.
It's gone check, check.
And just if you didn't know already, Jill seals the hand with a jack on the river, and it'll go bet fold.
Raise 100. 50 more.
Okay, so Siobhan has arrived with the coffee. We are ready to rock and roll. The brain cells are being electrified. Gio picks that up, picks up 200k for his troubles, and we are marching on. 3 players of the 4 remaining. For those of you just picking up or just logging on now, seat 3 we got Nick. He started with 1.7 million. Harold with seat 4 with 1.3 million. He's increased that total somewhat already. Around the seat 6 for Gio with 1.7, and Faisal in seat 7. Faisal yet to join us. The empty seat to the right of screen, and he started with 1.7 also. The blinds are quite big, 20, 40, 40 in the big blind ante, so 100k of dead money in the middle. So every time it goes around, there's 100k there.
Yeah, a lot of money in the middle, and Nick has played every hand so far, and he did have the highest VPIP yesterday, and here he plays the next hand as well. But it has cost him already. He's lost 500,000 chips.
Nick has come to play. 7-6 suited, and once again, the wider the range now with the short-handed, this will be a strong hand. And he's just opened here. Oh, sorry, he's just called.
Harold out the way.
So he'll probably get this limp through. No, Gio's having none of it.
Gio fancies himself to play against Nick post-flop.
Oh, he's just called. Okay, 4 king 6. 6 for Nick.
And Gio comes out betting. 8 higher.
Yeah, repping the king. Nick with middle pair will probably carry on here.
You know, hit the board.
So I recognise the legs of Max Devison in the background. He'll have come to play the 30k, I'm sure. Nick's still in the tank, just coming up for a minute here, and
His problem is he's bled off a lot of chips very quickly this morning, and Harold and Gio have been very aggressive against him.
yeah. Just a reminder, all players are guaranteed 200,000 rand. Bubble was burst late last night.
The players are up for the 30k. Wonder Harold was up to start.
And it appears that Nick is going to call this with middle pair. He's picked up the calling chips, but he's also got the folding hand in his left hand. There we go.
Yeah, and Gio takes that down with 8 high.
Like I said, normally the aggressor wins, not the best hand.
And shows you.
Let's see that you know what will I catch you?
That's the needle that's been going on between the two of them since yesterday.
Gio showed him the bluff, I think, there, did he?
He did. And there's the banter.
Let's combat return.
This is very deliberate by Gio.
And Faisal has arrived. Good morning, sir. Faisal from KZN, and hopefully that weather wasn't too bad down there. Those guys have taken a pounding in KwaZulu-Natal. And there was a threat of more bad weather. So let's hope and pray, keep our holding thumbs that it doesn't do any more damage down there in the beautiful province of KZN. Okay, Harold Brooks here with 8-4 under the gun, so he'll get out the way. Jack 9 for Gio in position. Looks So he's going to come out and put some chips in the middle. What's the standard open today?
Been going around 75.
Okay,
He's
so-
gone a bit bigger, 85.
So Faisal with the Jack 10 here decides to get out of the way. Cautious. Don't see Nick's cards, but looks like a fold, and Gio will happily pick up the 100k that was sitting in the middle. Thank you very much. So this will be quite quick today, I think. I'm talking in terms of how quick the hands are played, etc. Whether or not it's quick in terms of coming to a result remains to be seen. But the blinds will do their work, and they will be forced, and there will be a result. Currently, local time is 16 minutes past the hour of 11, and I'm going to predict that we will all be having lunch before 2. That is my prediction.
There's a big premium hand for Gio now.
And Gio, having raised and shown the bluffs, will now get some action with this, I'm sure.
Raise 85.
Faisal to act, Jack 10 again, same cards indeed. Same result.
Fold.
Nicky's itching to play against Gio now with all the banter that's been going on.
Call. Fold.
Calls.
So we're sweating with Gio. No, we're not. Yes, we are. We know what Nick's got. 885. Rainbow board, but a paired board. Action is with Nick in the small.
Check.
So 2 checks.
Another
Board gets a little bit straighter. It is a rainbow. It's 2 clubs on board, not
Yep.
a rainbow board. So a flush draw for Gio.
and he's going to bet it now.
120.
120 into a pot of, what was that, 220?
It was 250 the pot.
250.
Now 370.
Doing a lot, Gio. Fold.
And begrudgingly he folds.
The sheriff's going to kill Sticky. Was I not better this? I was the best hand. No, I was hitting.
I had the best end, not you were.
Faisal, why were you so late this morning? It's giving us a chance. Huh? I went down.
So Nick has slipped down quite quickly there to under $1 million from his opening of 1.7. It's a significant swing early on. But it just shows you with these high blinds how quickly things can swing around.
Yeah, for sure. So the clock in view there, just a reminder to everybody at home, we are still playing 1 hour levels. Faisal will be our under the gun player, currently sitting on 1.6 million.
There are the lovely trophies and bracelet that will be played for during the series.
9-5 suited in the muck. Pocket 4s for Nick. Nick will enter into the hand again.
Raise 120.
Harold out the way, run to Gio. Queen 7 suited. And Gio is going to defend his big blind with that. So the pocket pair to 2 overs, classic. Ace King 7, 7 for Gio.
Check.
Nick continues. So Gio's hit bottom pair. He's going to call. Jack on the turn.
Check.
Gio checks. Now, can Nick fire another bullet at him? No, he checks behind, which makes Gio feel a lot stronger. There's the second ace.
Check. Two bets.
Unbelievable. But yeah, what's it?
Queen 7 of hearts.
So Gio takes down that hand defending with the Queen 7. He called the flop. He was a non-believer to Nick. And then check on the river. And the 7 and aces beating the 4s and aces of Nick.
Anyone need him? Under pressure here.
So Nick will be under the gun. So Nick with 700,000 now, a million down from the morning.
Just for anything.
Just limps in.
He said, I'm calling you with any two.
Fold.
Gio in the small blind with Queen Jack comes along.
Check up.
And Faisal checks behind. And
Three hearts.
yeah, 3 hearts. Faisal's got a 10 of hearts. We don't know what Nick's holding.
Gio with the queen.
80,000.
Faisal betting with that heart. Gio calls with the top pair. Nick had pocket 3s that he folded there. 2 pair for Gio now.
Check.
Gio gets the check mark. And he'll bet, and Faisal will have to fold. So Gio up to 2.9 million now. He's been one of the bigger benefactors of Nick's chips this morning.
Boy, Evan. Evan, I need you here, boy. Yeah, boy, Evan's here. You
So
guys can all go
Nicky
home
will
now.
be looking for a spot to increase that chip stack now.
Mr. Traffic.
Played every single hand, but has bled quite a few chips.
Evan, these are the actually taking the money from, right? Start looking with a little bit
Small
back
big.
for maybe.
20, 40.
And Nick in the big blind now. Ace Queen for Harold under the gun.
Just playing very loose.
Raise.
Contact the blind.
120.
Makes it 120,000, 3x.
Fold.
Gio folds. Faisal 9-7 in the small blind. Let's go. Back round to Nick in the big blind.
They are big hands. Show me.
70 of hearts. It's a bigger, huh?
And Harold shows him ace queen. So Nick gives a little smile. He's going to be a little bit worried inwardly. He's not going to show it outwardly, but having bled so many chips so quickly this morning,
When Evan arrives here, I'll tell you as I to play. Whatever hand I drop is a big hand.
firing himself up a little.
Must be working. Deck change, guys. Sorry. Oh, Yikes, we're in trouble now. That thing was spooked.
I won 3 hands. I tried it there. Thank you.
You went 3 hands in a row where everyone's confused. There must be something wrong with it.
You're lucky, Jack's going.
There must be something wrong with the deck.
Okay. Check.
And Nicky happy with the deck change. He says to Gio, that was your lucky deck. That's why the only way you won 3 hands in a row. Ever full of chips and a little needle is Nicky. Great character at the table, though.
Yep.
Wonderful off the table. Lovely to see him back on the big stage again.
It's in a Iran, yeah. It's cards are sticking together for you.
Is that the end, eh?
That's it.
And all four very seasoned campaigners here. It's going to be hard to pick a winner. As Gary said, the most aggressive player is actually going to have an edge here. And Gio is a very aggressive player.
20.
And he's proven it quickly, taking a big chip lead this morning.
Me.
Yes, sir.
He folds that under the gun. Round to Faisal, who hasn't played a hand yet. He just played the one defense against Gio. He's got ace
Raise
jack now.
110.
And he raises to 110. Nick out the way. Round to Harold in the big blind, and he folds. And Faisal will get that through. There's the tap of the table that Harold always does when somebody wins a hand, even if they raise and he folds his blind. Always shows great etiquette at the table, does Harold. Wonderful demeanor.
Nice man. Gio up to 2.9 million, and Nick heading south rapidly in market.
Yeah, Gary, he's played a lot. He's played every single hand except for this one. It was the first hand he folded.
Well, maybe he's just happy with 200,000. I think I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, I think the money's not the issue for Nick. He wants to win.
No, he wants to beat Gio.
Yeah,
That's what he
and
wants to do
that
as well.
is the big needle.
And I think Gio wants to beat him. And friendly banter, I might add. It's not nothing nasty.
No. But Gio will do what he does to get an edge.
Sorry?
He's very good at that.
Absolute machine. Okay.
Alright.
Could you have a machine that acts
I
a bit
look at
faster?
myself. I look at myself on the. Sorry, shot.
Harold says you've got enough TV time, Nick. Play your hand.
You still got a VHS player, though? Because you must have been on the screen in those days.
Screen, yeah, man. Have you ever been on the screen? Sunscreen doesn't count.
Call. Check.
So we'll try and let you listen to the players as much as we can, especially when we're short-handed and no big background music. So if we do go quiet occasionally, it's because we want you to enjoy the players as well.
Check. 55.
And Gio bets his bottom pair and flush draw there and takes down the hand. So he'll be over 3 million now, or thereabouts. 0.9 on our graphics. Harold and Faisal. Level pegging, and Nick bringing up the rear there now.
Indeed.
Kevin, how many years have you known? Sorry.
Okay, Nicky will be our under the gun player.
Hasn't played two hands, so he must get back into the fray. Likes to be active.
Call. 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 Raise 150 more.
Faisal has risen.
All in.
All in by Nick.
Good luck, boys. Call.
All in a call.
Call. Ace king, ace king.
Come on, hot you, baby!
Ace kings, yeah? Yeah, two ace
Just show
kings.
me one.
Nicky shouting, "Come those hearts here, baby." There's the slight advantage with the suited
This is my
ace king.
Watch this, Evan. Hot, hot, hot. Watch, look. Hot, hot, hot.
No hearts. Chop it up, guys.
Okay, give them the chips back, finish the deal. And everybody loves the chop pot.
And because of the big blind, anti-Nick will be the main benefactor in that hand, slight as it is.
Indeed. So shout out for Siko, our dealer this morning. Lovely man. Been around a long time, knows his trade well, and always a pleasure to see him on the felt.
I'm blind because I need you. My money is good. So you broke screen, you got 40,000.
What did you have, G? G, what did you have?
10 8 on the road.
As Gary said, our little bits of silence are for you to enjoy the banter between the players. Sometimes the best commentary is no commentary at all.
You're absolutely right. We want to hear what's going on. So Harold with the suited Jack 8 here.
Full.
Faisal with a snap call, eh? We're worried about aces. Money is
Gio with 4-3.
It's folded.
Against me. No one can ever be blamed. They fold against me.
Faisal limps in.
I'm serious, anyone who folds against me.
Nick has checked his option.
So Queen Ace6, rainbow flop there. So King High is out in front from Nick here. 5-3 from Faisal.
Nick bets his king high and takes down the hand.
So welcome sight for Nick to count a few chips in there.
Yeah, and especially saving his own big blind ante.
So Gio Zanetti will be our under the gun player. Remember, we're playing four-handed here, so position always important. But once again, just to reiterate for those joining us that sometimes it's the aggressor, or more often it's the aggressor who wins the hand rather than the better hand. We shall see. Let's see who adjusts the best, as they say. Anyhow, we're about 30 minutes into our coverage, so that means the stream is now coming online. And I see it now on my computer, so you guys at home will, when you hear this commentary, will have seen the first 30 minutes. So settle back, put your seatbelts on and tuck in. You got yourselves 4 great players, and this is a culmination of 2 days play. This is day 3 of the 75k event #1 here from Sun City Resort in the Northwest Province.
Harold gets a walk, shows the ace.
I think you mentioned already, but those splendid trophies that we have for the events, and there's a bracelet there, of course, for the main event winner, which will be, of course, next weekend. And exactly a week today, we will be sitting here commentating on hopefully the final table of the main event, which is the 15k event. There are 2 day ones, so don't forget to log on, have a look at the Sunbet Poker Tour website, brackets Monster Jam Poker, and see which events for you fancy. I think the Little Slam's going to be well attended. What say you, Mark?
I say so, Gaz, and I mean it's the exact same format as this, 300,000 starting stack for just a 5k buy-in, long blind levels, so lots of play for people to learn how to play deep stack poker.
Indeed. Okay, back to the action. Queen 9 offsuit. Raise comes in. Nicky on the button here.
40,000
Round Harold Brooks.
80.
Harold's got King Queen here, so he's not going to be pushed around. 2 court cards. Any pictures together is a strong hand. 5-3 for Gio, already in the big blind, so soldiers in the field going to come along and defend this. Faisal's out of the hand, 3 ways to the flop.
Oh. And there's an action flop. 2 pair for Gio and top pair each for Nick and Harold.
There you go. You heard it here first. You can't knock the entertainment value here, eh?
Absolutely. Wow. And Harold will come out firing.
Nick will look down. Nick has pushed in positions like this in the past.
Gio just flatting.
I'm telling you now, Nick has actually pushed with these situations. in the past. I think he's in a little bit of a quandary here because he's 2 players still in the hand, and he's just a little bit kicker worried here. He won't know that he's actually miles behind and only 8% equity in the hand.
Yeah, his problem here is there's been a bet and a call.
Yeah. And you might have to do the wise thing here, Nicky. Looks like he's going to do exactly that.
Well played there, Nick, to fold that.
Dodge some bullets there, my friend.
Harold in a spot of bother. They're going to keep firing.
And Harold, of course, in his mind, he's playing with top pair second kicker.
260.
Does Gio pull the trigger now? With these 2 pair?
Going through the processes in his head, making sure he knows that what he thinks is right. The one thing I do know is if he repops him here, Harold's got a fold in him.
Here it comes. Pulls
Yep.
the trigger now.
And trust me now, Harold will have a fold in his armory here, for sure.
Look at Harold. Oh,
If there's anybody at the stable who can fold here, it's Harold Brooks. You heard it here first.
1.350.
Harold's going through this. Can I give him the sets? Yes, you can. Can I give him the ace queen? Probably not. No pre-flop action. But you can give him all the other queens, and you can give him all the 2 pairs. Remember what I said. This is very short-handed. And of course, Gio did come out of the big blind here, so he could have almost anything. He defended.
yeah. Most likely a 2 pair combo. And even though you've got top pair and with a decent kicker, you're behind to any 2 pair.
Yep. And this is, you know, make no mistake, he's putting Harold to the test here. This is for all of it. It might not be 1.2 million, it's what Harold's got behind, but this is for all of it, trust me. They're playing for stacks.
Yeah, Gio's raised to 1.3.
And Harold will know that, you know, Gio's got all the tricks as well, but how often is Gio putting Harold all in, and how often is he bluffing?
Very seldom that he does it to Harold. He does it a lot to some of the other players, but he respects Harold's range and how tight Harold is.
Harold now trying to glean some information, which will not be forthcoming. Can we get both of them in shot?
Wow, and Harold puts it across the line, and Gio calls the last.
Okay, we can get them both in shot. There we go. That was Gio's trickery of earlier on that got him the call there, I think.
6 outs for Harold at the top of the screen.
Yep, good luck, sir.
Oh, and boats up for
And Gio
Gio.
just becomes a massive chip leader.
And Harold is eliminated. Sadly, we say goodbye to the gentleman. Look at that, he'll greet everybody, ever gracious in defeat. Well played, Harold. Very, very solid result. And he takes 200,000 Rand for his troubles. Well, Nick is patting himself on the back for getting away with his queen. And as you said, Gio is a massive chip leader now, Gary.
It's going to be a long, hard road.
So Gio is going to be very, very tough to beat now. He's already got Nick way down in chips. Faisal to his left has still just over around 1.5 million. But Gio, massive, massive chips lead now.
Okay, so then there were 3.
Yeah, and the defense of the big blind with the 5-3 paying off. Nick folds under the gun.
So all 3 players guaranteed 300,000 Rand. There were no deals done, I can tell you that.
Yeah, and Gio gives Faisal a walk.
I spoke with the players beforehand, and there were no deals done. The guarantee of 200 coming back this morning was great. And there you go, 4.6 million, 1.5 million, and Nick with 540,000. So yeah, Nick in the danger zone almost there, Mark. And Faisal needs to just keep an eye on his wing mirrors as well.
Yeah, Nick's got to look for a lot of spots now because he's got nothing to lose now. He's, you know, he's so short stacked, he can actually be a lot more aggressive. And while he's still got some fold equity left.
Yeah, indeed. All right.
Your good friend Hilly says, good morning, peeps.
Such a lovely man. And Barry as well, I see there.
Yeah, Barry Stemmett sends greetings. Avid watchers of the stream, both of them.
I'm actually going to claim a part of Hilly's recovery. I think our stream kept him occupied for some of his hospital time. And yeah, glad to see you on the stream, buddy. And we're looking forward to seeing that face of yours back in public again soon. Right, it's an all-in here.
Any ace from Nick. And
Nope.
he gets that through.
And he gets it through.
So exactly what I said, he can be very aggressive now. Nothing to lose. Otherwise he's just going to get blinded out, and that, as you always say, Gary, is a sin.
Yeah, it is indeed.
There's the Little Slam trophy that Gary spoke about for later in the week.
Makes my eyes go funny with that mirror effect. Feels like I've been drinking. I don't remember what it's like to drink, actually.
I was going to say, Gaz, only Bozo claims to have got you somewhat
Bozo-
inebriated in PE.
Bozo got me drunk once.
Down in PE.
Yeah, many years ago now. But I had a glass of wine with my wife the other day, I've got to be honest.
Yeah, but that's you will have an odd glass of wine and maybe a good scotch after a hard day. That's it.
That's it, that's me. Alcohol doesn't work for me anymore. Okay, so all the hearts are out there, and the big heart of Nick Kasap is here, and he gets through them. Been a great joy to have Nick on the table, eh?
Yeah.
From obscurity of yesteryear back to the feature table. Well done, Nick. Welcome back.
His great chirp to Gio yesterday. There has been to the never been.
So the ace for Gio here, and Gio continues to run good. Been slapped with the deck.
He's flopped very well this morning. He just smooth calls that after checking.
An inconsequential 4, rainbow for the board. Check.
Check.
And that ace will take that down. That's just under another 200,000 to add to that ever-growing stack of 4.8 million. So the bracelet at the top there is for the main event. One of those spade-shaped trophies is for today's tournament. And obviously the others are for the other tournaments throughout the week.
Yeah.
Come on down to Sun City. Grab yourself a piece of the action. There's something priced for everybody.
And as you said, Gio been slapped to the deck this morning. He's playing well, but he is running extremely well this morning. He's flopping big.
He is. So we'll see a little all-in here from Nick, I'm sure. He'll certainly be raising this up. Play for 5, buddy. Play for 5.
Call.
Okay, he's
Just
just going to
looked.
call. Sneaky approach. Gio will call.
Check.
Faisal will knuckle it back, and we'll go 3 ways to the flop. Well, gut shot here for Nick.
Check.
4 diamonds on board. Can't see Faisal's cards, so nothing really happening for Gio. Faisal must have got a piece of that, so he's going to bet out. Nick can't call with a gut shot, not with those prices.
And not with no diamond in his hand.
No. Probably thinking, I wish I'd have raised pre-flop now.
Showing someone on the rail.
That's a tournament director problem. There we go, there's that bracelet. I'm definitely drunk now.
This is the wrong flop.
There it is in focus.
Wrong flop.
Sunbet Poker Tour, SPT on it.
And that will be presented to the winner of the main event on a week today, Mark.
Yeah, Gaz. This time next week, hopefully we're down to final table and bringing all the action to the viewers.
This time in a month's time, I was sunning my butt in Las Vegas.
And I am extremely envious of that.
You know what the good
God
is?
willing.
If you don't win this tournament, you must become a comedian and get the same money. No, you don't need the money. That I do. Another one.
Actually, if you see the property market, actually, you need the money.
No. Big blind. Huh? You big blind. This is 40 for NT and then the other one. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so a classic joke from Gio. You can become a comedian and get the same money. Beautiful.
Race,
Just still picking up big hands.
500,000.
Three-handed, very strong ace-10.
Oh, here we go. Action time.
Plenty of shove from Faisal.
Well, he's got the options available. He's certainly got to be raising here. What has Faisal got behind? 1.2 million. I like a raise. Let's not commit it all. Remember, Gio already raised it to $500,000, huh?
Yeah, he raised enough to put Nick all in. That was the move.
Yeah.
And because of that, Faisal got out the way.
And that's what they call using the big stack.
Yeah, he's going to use it well now.
I'll say it again. Normally, it's not the person with the best hand. It's the aggressor who wins short-handed.
And with that chip stack, Gio is going to be extremely aggressive now.
Indeed, he is. I reckon he was a prefect at school. He's got that look about him.
Yeah, I don't know if he was a prefect. I think he was the naughty boy at school, the one the
No,
prefects were
I
busting.
think he was a prefect.
I bet you never ace king.
Always looks sharp, Gio. Always looks sharp. Credit to his family.
Starting with a chip stack like that, he's getting confused.
Not suggesting the others don't look sharp also.
Sometimes you meet Italians and make a lot of money, they get confused, they start buying things and all, you know? I don't know what he's doing.
Nick holding court again. 10-4 in the bucket. Around pocket threes here for Gio. So he's got a pair.
Given the walk.
What about him? Yeah, tell us what you had. We're going to look now after now.
Offer how you can see.
Tell us.
Offer how you can see.
Just look at the hand.
It's all going to be over by then.
Nothing else. Let's switch it out for a second.
It's classic.
So Nick's trying to find out what the hand was that he was beaten by Gio earlier. He's saying, well, you can look at it in half an hour. He said, but actually it'll all be over by then anyhow, so I'll tell you. Beautiful. Okay, Nick continues to pick up these raggedy cards, suited, but not something you're going to start performing with out of the D. Around to Gio, our chip leader, Jack 5, gives a walk to Faisal, who just happens to have pocket aces.
Oh, Gio, I'm dodging bullets here.
Tell me that Gio Zanetti is not running good this morning.
Jeepers.
He has been slapped with the deck, as they say in
And gets out the way when he needed to.
I can dodge bullets, baby. Quote Phil Hellmuth,
Yeah.
unquote.
Stop it now.
Okay, back to the action. Under the gun player, Gio. King 2 on the button. And he will enter in.
Race.
Use the big stack.
He's raising enough to put Nick all in every time Nick's in the big blind.
Yep. Ace Jack for Faisal. And Faisal has folded two semi-premium hands because he knows what's going on between Nick and Gio.
He wants to stay out of the way and let Gio grind out that short stack so that he gets heads up.
Guarantee himself $500,000.
Yeah, and get heads up. 100%, 200 grand pay jump.
Nothing wrong.
So
So don't think that Faisal's being a bit of a scaredy cat here. He's actually being quite a smart guy. So there's your 30k day one. They're just starting to rack up now. So big Nico with his back to us there. Warwick Wigan, of course Mac Devison in the background there. Moto-san at the left-hand side. And I can't quite see the other two players. You can't miss Nico though, he's a giant.
Yeah, he does fill the screen.
He's a rather large human being. Faisal picks up pocket jacks here. It's him to act first, so we'll see a raise coming out of Faisal's corner here.
Raise 90,000.
That's a fold. Round a geo, and you'll give this up. Faisal shows the jacks.
Why don't you run into Geo, right?
Queen 4, bro.
And Nick wants Faisal to run into just he can ladder up the 200,000k.
Yeah, probably not going to happen.
Donovan Harris joins us again, all set and ready for today's action. He's been a
Give me 900.
big supporter of the stream this week.
Lock and load, Donovan. Lock and load.
You're going to regret it.
And still, Nick is not really hitting any hands here. I mean, he's doing nothing wrong. He just can't hit a hand.
He came out aggressive this morning and lost two hands very quickly, which moved his chip stack in the wrong direction.
Geo played these, I'm pretty sure.
Just limps in.
You see the way he's treating Faisal completely differently to the way he's treating Nick, because of the size of the stacks.
Good flop for Faisal.
70.
Flopping the straight.
Geo's like aces, jacks, and then he flops the joint. Beautiful.
Faisal saying, but I'm not getting any value for them.
I don't know if you picked that up. He also said, I folded ace queen earlier to you. Just letting him know that he knows what I know that he knows. The word in English is tacit. They have a tacit understanding. Tacit meaning you don't need to talk about it. We already know.
We are going to squeeze out the short stack.
Yes. It doesn't need mentioning. We know.
Geo on the button, 4 deuce.
And I must just reiterate that I'm not suggesting for 1 minute there's any collusion here. It's just a tactic within the game.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who the short stack is.
Yeah, no, they're going to get attacked, trust me. It's the law of the jungle. Shame, Nick has got nothing to fight with here. And he'll get frustrated by this, but he's been around a long time, Nick. He's not going to give his chips away too easily.
He's looking at that stack. He's only got 240,000 left.
Which is not a lot of bigs.
No, basically he's getting looked up no matter what he does now.
Yeah. So, in terms of fold equity, that we speak a lot about, fold equity in simple terms is how much can I frighten other people with the size of my stack? That's what fold equity is. And of course, Nicky now doesn't have a very big stack, so he's not going to frighten too many people.
Yeah, he's getting caught pretty much with anything. Because he basically has one move now, guys.
Indeed he does. Faisal with the Jack 9 here. Looks like Faisal's folded. Nick's going to hoid in, as predicted, and he'll ask for a count Geo. Geo's got 4-2 here, and he is actually considering this, trust me. search here. The GFX software will come back up later, and just to bring you up to date, there was 4-2 in Gio's hand, I believe. There was an all-in by Nick. Nick did call, and sorry, Gio did call Nick, and I think Nick had a queen of some description, and he hit it on the flop, and he was doubled up by Gio. There's been one hand since, no real movement of chips, and I think that's back up to date, Mark, yeah?
Yeah, that's exactly where you brought all the viewers back up to date, Gaz.
Okay, so the GFX software, in other words, the overlay that you normally see, will come back shortly. But let's not spoil our viewers' viewing. You can see what's happening from the camera view we've got at the moment. And I believe we've got the flop cam in view also.
All right, so Nick in the big blind posts a big blind and the big blind empty from that short stack of his.
Gio puts them all in.
Gio doing what he does every time on the button with the hand, raises enough to put Nick all in.
And Nick will get out the way.
Yes, sir.
Gio shows what he raised with there. And as we said, Faisal is staying out of the way of Gio when Gio does that. He knows exactly what the plan is here.
Indeed. And just the chip count wise, obviously Gio is still a significant chip leader. We can see that. That's a visual. I think Faisal is hovering around 2 million, and obviously Nick is our short stack. So we'll work with that. Imagine you're just railing a table normally, and you were actually stood next to it. And we don't have the graphics. How about that? There we go. A little bit of let's pretend today.
The old-fashioned way, Gaz.
Indeed.
G is about 5 million.
Yeah, around about 400,000 for Nick.
And I think the blinds will be going up shortly, but we'll confirm that when we get confirmation from the table. Just under an hour run, so the blinds will go up shortly.
1.3.
And that will be bad news for Nick with that stack of his. He's had one double up, he needs a few more.
Think. So the button's on Faisal, and he'll be first to act.
There's the graphics back.
220.
And a big shout out to our tech team in the back here who've rebooted everything. We're getting chip counts in, and hopefully not having too much of a disruption in your viewing pleasure. As I say, that chip count there may not be entirely 100% accurate, but it's as near as damn it based on the information we have available, following our power surge back here where we lost our comms. Okay, back to you, Mark.
Right, Gary, so the chip counts are just being updated visually quickly, and they will be put up on the screen for the next hand. Nick on the button looking for shoving hands now, Gaz.
He is indeed.
He's going to be big blind ante next hand, and that's what he's factoring every time, but he thinks that's not premium enough.
And that's a fold.
Faisal gets the walk. So Faisal just hovering around that 1.5 million the whole time. Nick will be in the big blind now. I'm very short stacked, and he has to post a big blind, then a big blind ante. 1 minute, just under 2 minutes left on this level. There's a shot of the outer tables with the big shot tournament having started. One table going so far. Gio looks down at ace jack on the button, and his modus operandi has been to go 500,000 to put Nick all in. Faisal gets out the way.
250, sir.
Nick King 5.
Yeah, it's that all-in-all fold moment.
Gio shows him ace jack.
I wasn't messing with you, he says. And you know, Nicky, he's a fighter. This will be just one wonderful performance if he can come back from this.
He's going to need a slice of fortune to get a couple of double ups to get there. But we saw Max Devison yesterday spin up 5,400 chips all the way back into the 800,000. So as we know in this no limit hold'em game, chip in a chair, that proverbial saying, it definitely works.
So it's highly likely the blinds are up. We will check in a moment for you.
Raise 250,000.
So the raise from Faisal.
Blind should be up next hand. We hear the buzzer in the background. So blinds 25, 50, 50. 125,000 in the middle pre-flop now, guys.
Yep. So Nick is down to 5 bigs. The blinds haven't been changed just yet, but when they do update the software, it'll be down to 5 big blinds, which is definitely in the danger zone.
Yeah, he's been in that danger zone for a while now.
What do you mean? That's career ending stuff. What do you mean? I can't play with a shot stick. You saw me playing with a shot stick. You also you natural damage, but I'm going to go for him. I always say that.
So Nick's still not letting up. love his confidence. Well done, sir. What a pleasure having you at the table.
Yeah, that's not the hand to do it with. Joe 7-4.
With the same 4.
Dominated by Faisal with the 9-4, of course. And there you go, 5 big blinds, 25, 50, 50 in the big blind ante. So basically Nick's got 1 rotation in the magazine. That's it.
I think it's time we take the exit. Don't be like,
You ever watch a movie 300?
I watched it, but you don't have as big a crowd as you.
Exactly, I don't need it. You only need 3. We actually only need 2, but we've got 4. We brought in reinforcements.
Geo folds.
Any ace is a good ace, 3-handed.
Yeah, Faisal puts him all in.
Raise.
Call.
Oh, here we go. Let's go to the flop game.
All in and call. Yeah.
Yes, your baby.
Nick is ahead here from his exclamation.
220. All in.
There's 2. There's 2
Ace 3 versus ace deuce. A lot of chop pots.
The face of anticipation. The chop pot is coming, trust me. Unless he spikes at 2.
Yeah.
That would be so sick. Our money's on a chop pot in the commentary team. Everybody loves a chop
Oh,
pot.
the
Look at those
diamonds. Look at the diamonds
That is
now.
so sick.
So sick. Yeah, Nick's got to fade a lot of outs on the river. Sure, when he fades them and the chop pot comes through.
Everybody loves a chop pot.
Wow, how was that flop to scare Nick?
Look at the sweat.
Yeah.
The actual sweat.
Big sigh there by Nick as he exhaled there. That was a scary flop for him.
Yeah, it's a little bit straight away. Very happy to see the ace 2.
You weren't so happy when the flop came to your army.
Yeah, he kept playing.
You went damn caught first time you had to
Yeah,
say
I wasn't even thinking about the diamond. I was like, yeah, it looked like that. So 20.
25. Give me 5.
Faisal on the button. Under the gun and the button, one and the same three-handed guess.
Indeed.
Right money.
I need to feel in minutes like man. To the fighting gas. My brothers.
I feel like it's that time lick. I don't think I
Pocket sixes for Faisal on the button now.
Beautiful.
raise to 50. Oh. 250.
Nick gets out the way.
I can't see my piss.
Geo folds.
Somebody's done that. I've seen Jackson aces.
No, lower pen. At the punish shop.
That's what it's more like.
So Nick's clapping. He says, I want a drink. I'm going to be here a while.
Yeah, wait, before you do this,
Admire his optimism.
you got one.
I want a Red Bull.
Red Bull? I got a 2 big bulls and 1 small with the Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you. Follow me.
So Nick on the button. That's not the hand he's looking to see. Geo just walks Faisal. He had Faisal dominated, but he's not going to play up. That is, as Gary said, that tacit agreement is in play. So Nick will now be in the big blind.
Eventually they couldn't sell these, they just gave them away.
You blind?
No, I'm
Please.
Geo pocket nines on the button, so
Monster.
expect the normal raise to put Nick all in.
Raise 150,000.
Faisal will keep out of the way.
What do you want to give my part?
Round to Nick. All in moment.
All in.
And Geo's not folding, so we will go to the flop cam.
All in.
Two overs.
Classic race, Gaz.
Watch I'm gonna get this straight.
It is a race indeed.
Watch it straight.
No help for Nicky.
I'm one.
You'll hear it if he hits it. He's got a gut shot now as well. Any jack, any 10, any queen. And
No
he'll
help.
miss that. And Nick will be eliminated. Big hugs all round. Well done, guys. We will pause the clock and we'll be back with the heads-up coverage just in a little while. Okay, so welcome back to the commentary team. The news from the table is there is a deal done. There is no details of the deal. However, obviously Gio will take the trophy. So we're going to fade out here in the back. Well done to Gio Zanetti, well done to Faisal, and of course well done to Nick. Great fight. We will be covering the trophy presentation and the interviews. And we'll be back later with the 30K one-day event.
Nick Katsopis, first of all, congratulations on a great finish after the Super High Roller.
Thank you.
We haven't seen you around poker for quite some time. What's it like to be back?
It's excellent, you know. Some time away from looking after the kids and the wife. That's what I've been doing.
And always nice to get away to Sun City and have a nice little vacation.
It's excellent, and the tournament was amazing. Quality poker players. I really enjoyed the competitive spirit and you know, the friendliness of all the poker players. It was just good fun. And Mark again has arranged an amazing tournament. Thank you, Mark.
And obviously it's a 3-day tournament. It's quite a long grind. Any like big make or break hands? Anything that you would have done differently? Or are you happy with the way you played? Anything to say about like your strategy or anything like that?
I think I played quite well. Happy with the way I played. I think I've lost a little bit of that aggressiveness because I've got 2 daughters now. So I think Gio can thank my 2 daughters. Otherwise, I think it would be a different scenario. I think he would have been out on day 2.
Well, congratulations on the great finish. It's awesome to see you back on the poker scene, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Thank you, and good luck, guys.
And then next up, we've got our official winner, Mr. Giovanni Zanetti. If you could please join me. Hello, Gio. Long grind. Tell us a bit about the tournament.
Yeah, it was very good. It was strange, a different dynamic. New faces. Haven't seen people like Nick for a while. It was cool.
And you guys made a little bit of a deal at the end, but you are taking home the trophy. How important is the trophy to you, like the actual win?
I think it's important to my daughter more than me.
It's a nice, pretty shiny thing for a room.
Exactly.
Well, congratulations on the win. We are obviously working towards getting points on the leaderboard. So how important is that to you looking forward to going to Vegas for WSOP?
Definitely next year. We're going.
Definitely. And obviously we're going to see you on further stops around the country so that you can earn more points for that leaderboard.
Sure.
Well, congratulations for the win. Thank you so much. We've got your trophy here. Dave is going to step in and do the official handshake. Congratulations, guys. The stream will continue a little bit later. I think we'll have the big shots on your screens. So catch us after a short break.